All right, the watch list video for Wednesday had one heck of a day today. MPO, CAPN, VLTC, all three were just monsters today. Just a fantastic day, and hopefully there'll be more of those this week. I want to start with ACI. Now I don't have the 50-day on here, but that green line is the 60-day, which I don't usually use on the daily. I use that 60 moving average for my 5-minute chart, but anyway, it's on there on the daily here. But it is just below the 50-day. All right, so this thing made a move from whatever it was, under $2 to over 10 in the course of a couple weeks, and now it's worked its way down and now hitting the 50-day. This was also kind of an area of resistance, this $4 area, and it's come down to there. So I'm actually looking for a potential bounce on ACI on Wednesday. STXS, another down day, but today it was kind of had a narrow range. I think this one's ready to bounce. We'll see. No trades in it today. Just goes back on Bounce Watch tomorrow. NFLX. I had this on Bounce Watch, and it was just 110 about a week ago, and now it's at 94. So it's a big drop. It gapped up today and has sold off all day. I wouldn't mind to see early selling and catch it somewhere down here below 90, but who knows if that's going to happen. So I still think it's overdone in the short term, so it goes on Bounce Watch, but that's what I'd love to see, is a big early flush down below 90 and then look for a reversal. So that's Netflix. OHRP kind of busted out of a little cup and handle here today, and this is one is great as I traded today, and as much as big as some of the gains were we had, somehow I skillfully never even saw this thing today. I think a couple people in chat mentioned it, but it in my opinion, it already made the move, and I didn't want to join after that. But I do want to watch this now going forward. I mean, you had this massive move back here, came back down, filled the gap, and then you kind of have some support down here below. I don't want to chase this tomorrow, but maybe it gaps down a little and you get a red to green. Certainly, this goes on watch for the next several days for another move. Again, I feel like if I just call that for tomorrow long, I feel like I'm chasing. But so keep in mind when I make these videos, I have an open mind, and if that gives me a proper intraday setup, I'll be on board. Otherwise, I probably I'd like to see it come in a day or two. All right, ITEK. I actually had a nice call on this one today. Called it right at 13 with I think a 1288 stop, something like that. It never stopped out. Ended up going up to almost 1350. That's not even on our results page because I just try to put the big highlights on there. So a lot of times we have medium to small gains that never make the results page. And that's for all those people that complain that I don't put every trade on the results page. There's a ton of winners that never make that page. I just try to put the big highlights. Anyway, ITEK, nice little bounce. You had a big move here, 2 days lower, and now it's heading higher again. Gonna look for some follow through tomorrow from today's move. CBAY, this one gave back some of its gains, but nice volume. When I say nice volume, everything's relative. This big spike here barely was 1 million shares, which shows you how thin this is and probably has a pretty low float. But it's worth watching tomorrow. I mean, definitely busted out of some nice support here, and maybe a follow through or a red to green tomorrow on CBAY. It all depends on how it trades. One of my sleeper picks here is ICLD. You can kind of picture that it's finally found support and even kind of breaking maybe a trend line here, or trying to. It spiked on Friday, and then today gapped up, but didn't find any footing. But I still like the support below. A lot of times you get a spike, you get a red day, and then the third day it rips. There's not a lot in the way if this gets over Tuesday's high of 215. So, if you get up to there, I think it could rip, and maybe we get an entry tomorrow if it acts right that gets us in, nicely below 215 with the catalyst of the 215 break above us. I'm a big fan of what I call stacked catalysts, where it meets an intraday trigger that I call, and then there's other catalysts on the daily chart just above, so starts knocking them down like dominoes. That's kind of the trademark of what I look for, is something that has stacked catalysts. Otherwise, I really won't call it. And then I want to watch RJET, RJET. Just a quiet day today. Again, possible news coming, so I want to have that on a chart pretty much every day going forward until this thing resolves. All right, let's leave it at that. Hopefully we'll find some gappers tomorrow as well. I had some monster gappers today, especially in CAPN. All right, have a good night.